When it were feasible, one should always try to eat the root. Would you join me at the table?
My late night coffee and cigarettes at Denny's. I do the stack them
Wow,
up.
you stack them up.
Welcome to Eat the Rudecast, a podcast about TV's Hannibal and the works of Thomas Harris. Surprise, new episode.
I know. It's
Didn't
so
expect
long.
Weird to hear you say that. As
I
the
know.
intro.
Yeah.
It was difficult to do and not say damn good podcast and such. So we are coming to you from the Golden Apple Diner in Chicago on Lincoln Avenue. We just saw the Cornservatory's production, Silence the Musical.
Silence.
Silence.
The musical.
Because it has that exclamation.
It does.
It is, exclamation.
Any title ever since Airplane has been made better by an exclamation point.
Indeed.
So, ladies,
It
what
was
did you think?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I laughed.
Amazing. My face
So-
hurt.
Yes.
My face hurt.
So this is not an independent production. This is a show that has run in New York and all over the country.
It's been to LA too. I didn't see it, but I know it was running in there.
And while we were recording Eat the Rudecast, we would get mentions of this show. People would send us terrible YouTube videos of songs from the show. So let me start. What was your favorite song from Silence of the Musical?
Oh, goodness.
It is so hard to pick because they were all awesome.
The thing that sticks out to in my brain for me is
Yeah.
is the "Would you fuck me?"
Well, yeah, I
'Cause
mean
I
that's
think-
clearly my favorite.
Yes.
I honestly feel it's the way it was delivered and the performers who were delivering the lines that made that for me.
Yeah.
Their James Gum was
Oh, he was dead on. He
Dead
was
on.
so James Gum.
Yeah.
It was
so
wonderful.
perfect.
Yeah.
Like that's the one
Without
that's in my
needing to do a voice.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without resorting.
Although he did have the mannerisms when Clarice comes
Yeah.
to the door. Oh my
I mean,
goodness, the sounds he made were
every
perfect.
every bit of that.
Yeah, he really got the hand motions
Yes.
and the
The
physicality.
flamboyant
Oh my goodness.
physicality
of
yeah.
James Gum.
But not like too much.
no.
Just enough.
Yeah.
So good. So good. So that's the one that's still
That's
in
your
my head.
pick?
It's
Yeah.
still in my head. The rest of them are kind of like, they were good.
How about the timeless classic?
Yes, yeah.
If I could smell
if
her.
I could
smell her.
If I could.
That was one of my favorites.
That see the part that I liked about the songs altogether is that they pull these lines that are really not emphasized in any other way
Right.
in the movie or even in the folklore after the movie or the critics or the fans don't really talk about these one-liners that they focused on, but they're perfect.
Yeah.
So perfect.
The Baltimore is a wonderful town.
Town
Yeah.
if you have the right guy. I mean, that
was
is
a great
amazing that they focused on these things and made them so perfect,
Yeah.
using the rest of the movie pieces to make it all come together. I feel like those lines were amazing. Like they pulled out these little snippets that otherwise stand alone don't really like push the plot of the movie.
Right.
And they make them work. They make them work for the rest of the plot.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
good.
then there was oh boy, now I'm forgetting her name.
Oh my
Ardelia.
goodness.
Ardelia. It's like,
Ardelia.
it was my last name's Matt.
Matt.
What you did?
Ardelia
Ardelia Matt and her.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I'm in this movie.
Yeah, this is my time to shine.
It's my time to shine.
He knew her.
He knew.
God
Yeah.
damn it, Clarice.
He knew her. And they
it's so
kind of
good.
did that subtle romance between
Yes,
them.
yes. The
Lots
feeding of
subtle-
popcorn.
Yes,
It was so good.
that was really good.
I
too.
loved it.
I love that she had that moment.
Yes.
of, this is my moment.
Yes. This is why I'm in this movie.
Yeah, and they had characters that played
And they-
several different characters, and I love that she played Barney.
Right. And
Yeah,
they
I'm Barney.
I'm Barney with her finger under her
Yeah,
nose.
she,
Right.
she did the
On the
little Hitler.
mustache.
Yes.
But I feel like it was like it was interesting and cool that she actually had that role and had that song, but it was also like that whole tongue-in-cheek saying, well, I mean, she literally gave Clarice the clue.
The clue,
like,
yes.
the thing that solved the case, and she gets so little credit for it. So it's kind of
So
like
little credit, she gets written out of the next movie.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. So I feel like it's also saying, hey guys,
It's pointing out.
we would like to let you know that Ardelia was the one who
Yeah.
actually solved this case.
Well, no, she didn't
Clarice
solve the case.
had the clearance.
Hannibal Lecter
Clarice
held
was-
both of their hands.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. But Hannibal Lecter had more hand holding directly with Clarice.
Yes.
Clarice should have figured this out before Ardelia, who only got her information playing telephone through Clarice. And she was still quicker than her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
She might
Just
be
saying.
She might be
So,
the
really, what
reason
thi-
this case got solved
Miko,
in time to
what
save
this
Catherine.
is telling me is
Catherine.
that this show
Catherine.
completely won Ophilia over to the plight of Ardelia
Of
Mack,
our deal, Matt.
Yes,
Yes.
and how unappreciated she is.
Indeed.
It put
How-
a spotlight
Yeah, it did.
on
It
how
shone
just
a light.
underrepresented she is. in
They
this.
they misspelled her name at graduation.
They didn't misspell her name.
Not in the movie, but on stage.
No. She was surprised her last... What?
They called her Mash, and she goes, "My last name's Matt."
Did they?
Yes, they made that joke at the end of the show.
I thought she was surprised.
I
that
thought
that
she was surprised that her name is Mal, because
Yeah.
her character
Oh.
has been so underserved the entire story.
That she doesn't even know what her last name
Oh, I
is.
thought they spelled it wrong. Okay,
'Cause they
never
almost
mind. Maybe I
never
missed the
even
joke.
Said her name.
I'm not sure.
I might have missed
I can
Yeah.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Nor deny
what
that.
is.
That's what I
thought they
was
called her
getting
the
at.
wrong name, and that's why she's
I
like,
thought their Catherine was great too, because I could
Catherine.
not get enough
Catherine.
of her crying.
Well, and she
Like-
nailed the that specific and the number of times she called Clarice "you bitch."
Yes,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, she was so good. Oh my goodness.
I mean, she just had to start crying,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
would start laughing.
So we opened with a Greek chorus full of lambs,
Yes.
meaning our entire cast,
Yes.
with a lamb hat and lamb gloves.
Oh my
on.
god, the gloves were adorable. I want lamb gloves.
But what really I didn't catch it at all until the very end, that the main thrust of their song is the theme for Silence of the Lambs.
Yes,
is
the
Howard
tune.
Shore's main
theme.
because it is tweaked and
Yes.
it is in a major key rather than a minor key. But it was the theme, and,
Yeah.
and I love that we kept coming back to that. And you have a Greek chorus in,
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs
Who
song.
sounded wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very good. Very
Yeah.
good singers, everyone.
And sure, they would come out, and then the sheep would have roles to play, helping out with scenery and stuff like that. So,
And Papa Starling,
yeah,
who
Oh, yes.
continually tells us how lonely it is to be dead.
To be dead.
that's the big ending to all of his
lonely
songs. So dead. Yeah. I was completely surprised that she was actually going to do a Jodie Foster imitation.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
and a good one.
Yeah, exactly, a really good one. She sounded
The
like
lisp was
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh,
the
yeah.
exaggerated accent. And I loved the way that the set props had that all over the place.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
every S on the
Offish.
set
Offish.
was an SH. Offish, Asylum,
Asylum.
Your Shelf Storage.
Your shelf storage.
Yeah.
the
Storage.
the shelf storage.
Your shelf storage. Your shelf storage.
That I love the way they did that. I was just rolling, just not knowing anything about this production other than the little bits and pieces that I've seen, online. The lambs come out, and of course, it's just like beautiful right at the beginning. And then you have Clarice doing her jog.
Yes, in slow motion.
In
Yes.
slow motion in her sweaty sweatshirt. I mean, she does a lot of action shots, of rolling on this, doing the whole obstacle course thing and the run. And then she started talking, and I was blown away. 'Cause I
The
wasn't-
wig was surprisingly good as well.
It was.
Yes. It looked totally like
I mean, it looked
fake
like a
and
wig,
kitschy,
but it looked
but-
like Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
they turned that into a joke. which was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it did. It came up a couple of times that she had a wig on.
I think Hannibal pointed it out first, or someone pointed it out.
Yeah. The show definitely was, self-aware. They made a lot of jokes about the show, and
I think that's the kind of thing you have to do in small theaters, because the audience is very aware that they are there to see a production. It's hard to lose yourself when the theater people are within 5 feet.
And they were close.
Where you're sitting.
Yeah, we were in the front row, so they were close enough to have to lean forward and say, "Are you a size 14?" That was a great musical number. All around, "Are you a size 14?"
Yes. Oh, that was another one.
That was another good one.
It is always impressive too when you see parody shows, how enjoyable and how catchy some of the music is.
What was the joke that had the cast dying when it was Clarice and Hannibal?
It was the woman who had the plastic.
Oh yes, the
red
plastic
vines
thing on her head.
Jug on her head.
Yes. But when she was making the joke about the moth, when she was playing the nerdy scientist.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she
That's what it was,
she
yeah.
bounded past them, continuing to cackle, and then the whole
They
audience.
broke.
The audience was
I
dying
think
laughing.
it was just her laugh. It wasn't even a joke. She just
They
laughed.
broke, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
broke.
They broke.
Totally broke down, and they couldn't hold it. They couldn't continue their lines.
And then we're
because-
all laughing because
Yeah,
the cackle was hilarious.
and she kept
And then
going,
they're
even
breaking.
though behind set she kept laughing. It was so good.
And I'm sure the more the audience laughed,
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
more
that's
they
the
they
way
just
it
laughed.
kept going.
Yeah.
It's just a perpetual giggle loop. The giggle loop.
It is a giggle loop.
There were a lot of moments like that. It's like it makes me miss theater. How you just have to go with it. It's like in the cell next to Hannibal.
Oh,
I can
Miggs.
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 I'm going. It's an M word. It's an M word. I'm going multiple Miggs. It's just a quick thing in the movie, and they kind of do a whole comedy
Drew
bit.
that out.
They totally did.
But
And then-
but they made it work. Like, it wasn't like, okay, come on. Like, there are some things. The only comedy thing I can think of is in Team America,
Okay.
where
That's
there's,
the only comedy you think of?
for whatever reason, but it's the part where there's like he gets sick in the alley, and it just doesn't stop, and you're like, okay, you know what? I've had enough. You've taken this joke too far. But I feel like even with this, because it's also something slightly grotesque-ish, something dirty, and they're prolonging it and making it last longer and longer, and they keep dragging it out. And at no point did I ask in my brain for them to stop.
No.
It worked.
Yeah.
They made it
Miggs
work.
asking Clarice to
Stop
stop
talking.
talking.
To stop
And
talking.
that this never happens.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, all the excuses.
And then to Silly String.
Yes. And I think they weren't expecting the silly string to barely meet her reach her shoes.
Well, yes,
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
joke later when that
Made
he shot all over her shoes.
Her shoes.
Instead of face, when the line would
The
have
line
been
was supposed
perfect
to be
for face.
Yeah. I think it's actually written as face because it never actually.
Yeah, we don't know.
Reached
It was
her.
so well done.
Yeah.
We're not sure. Was that supposed to miss her face?
Yeah.
Was it supposed to hit her shoe? Who knows?
It looked
Because
like
they ran with it.
Yeah.
They made it work. They made it seem like it was just part of the show.
the way the woman who was playing Miggs was laughing. It looked like it just hadn't worked, and they were just going with it.
Yeah.
Because she kept trying to redo it,
I know, she did like a couple
Yeah.
times.
and it was like please, just. And then they were like, okay, just keep going.
Never mind.
Yeah, and they did seem to like giggle about it
Like
for
that
a while.
that improv moment where
Yeah.
you just make it work.
Exactly. It is what it is. Just keep going. Just keep going. But it was funny because it's like, okay, this didn't quite go as planned, and then they kind of broke, and it made it funnier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, the fact that it didn't work exactly.
Well, and since it's a minimalist theater, you have a lot of the cast members doing the grip work and moving the set around.
Yep.
And so when Hannibal and Clarice are talking to each other through the bars, you have two cast members on either side of the bars who, if they find something funny, they're both trying to hide that they're laughing at the funny thing on set, which is also great.
I also noticed that they were playing like a hide and seek game with each other.
Oh, on either side of the bar.
Yeah.
On either side, yeah. Where it was sort of like, you know how you could hide your eye behind the set, and they would come and they would try to make, and I could see them making eye contact with each other, and you do that, especially if you've done a production a number of times. You find sometimes ways to just, you're standing there holding scenery.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make it entertaining, you know, to yourself at some point. I just thought that was hilarious that they were just doing that little hide and go seek thing there, and they made the use of the space.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It was a small, and it was like oddly shaped, and where they had to put Hannibal's cell the first time, and he would pull out his little window thing, pull it back, and they just made it work. Like, yep, I am moving my set, and that's perfectly fine. And then they actually made a whole joke about the drawer, that there's no drawer.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Yeah. And he pokes his head out the window, and and then that became a bit. So.
My favorite little bit there was when Clarice and Hannibal finger fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There was a lot of sexual tension building up in that scene in the movie, so it's so perfect that they played off of that and just, they ran with it.
First they did the fingers banging against each other, scissoring, and then there was some finger fisting.
The whole thing.
And Chilton said, never more than four, that's
Never more
dangerous.
than four, that's dangerous.
That was great. That's what made that.
So good.
Yeah, their Chilton was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And he's, like, over-the-top childish, just like he's supposed to
When
be.
he dove to the floor to write with the crayon.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God, that was so
With
good.
his feet up like a kid. And he had his book with the picture. He wrote the book that was, instead of
Baltimore.
the book we're thinking that is a psychology book about Hannibal, it was actually a guide to Baltimore. But the right guide.
The right guy to the Baltimore.
To Baltimore. And then Precious. We got to take a Wolfie.
Oh, yeah, so it took a Wolfie with Precious. And we got to drink in the theater, which is always lovely. So we were drinking Carnivore tonight.
Yes, quite
to
appropriate.
continue with our theme.
It was delicious.
It was
It was very
delicious.
tasty.
So, I mean, this is a show that's only playing for one more week here in Chicago, and hopefully, if you hear this as soon as it goes out and you're in Chicago, you can try to go see it. If you're
tell
not,
your friends who
it
live
is
here.
it is a theater show that tours. So local independent theaters can pick it up and run it. And if you have a local independent theater that you're part of or know of, you could recommend Silence of the Musical. Silence of the Musical is what I keep saying. Silence of the Musical.
Which is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
It was definitely, if you're a fan of the movie, you catch all of like the little moments that they do or obscure dialogue that they pick out. It's like definitely a fan.
yeah.
It helps to be very familiar.
Yeah.
Yes, it
With
does.
Silence
I
of the
think if you had never seen Silence of the Lambs and you go to see this, you would be so lost. You would not really get why people are laughing and
Why
why
certain
they're
things are
cheering
funny.
and why they're clapping for certain things. And I don't think they would get it at all.
Speaking of certain things that people were clapping for, let's take a moment to appreciate how brave it is to tuck and spread
Yes.
Oh,
when
yes.
you are 5 feet from the audience.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazingly brave and perfectly executed.
Yes.
Very well done.
Perfectly executed.
I was not expecting that.
Neither was I, because I saw him come out and I was like, oh, they're doing a very low opened, button.
Did you like that
silk
he
thing.
even had the shark tooth?
Yes.
He had
Yes.
a gigantic shark tooth hanging around his neck.
Everything, each detail
Yeah.
was nailed perfectly.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my god, they did it.
They did
Oh
it.
my god, they did it.
Yeah.
They
There
went,
was not.
he
there was
went for it.
There was no body stocking. There was
Yeah,
no.
nope. That was
right there.
Some distinct
there.
man bush.
Yes, that
Yes.
was.
Right there.
Yes.
That's what that was.
He needs an award.
Yes, he does.
For
Honestly, that is bravery.
Do they
and-
give Tonys for man bush?
I don't know. But
I don't
they
know.
should start.
But for I think it's more for the tucking is what he...
Tucking, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
First,
Specifically the technique.
While all the lambs were holding the fans in front of him.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it was so
It was
good.
a nice tableau.
It was. It was,
Yeah. It
was a
an
good-
excellent tableau.
Very
Yeah.
good. Yes.
Lambs and the fans and
So I think it's fair to say we all enjoyed the hell out of
oh,
it.
thoroughly.
yes.
Absolutely.
I
wonderfully.
want the theme.
The-
I want the
the
soundtrack.
Yes.
And you can
yes.
get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in our show notes.
Yes. So contribute. Throw money at these people. They deserve it.
Oh, I did. I was like, I left the theater and I immediately looked to see if I could order it. I was like, I want to hear these songs again.
So actually, this would be a good time to have the post-mortem episode that we never had.
I know. We all got so busy, and it's been a very busy year for us. A lot of transitions and stuff like that.
I mean, we're back with Damn Good Podcast, so if you are curious about Twin Peaks, head over there to damngoodpodcast.com. But, it's been interesting. We keep having people ask if we're going to come back with more Eat the Rudecast, and it's like, well, I mean, there's no more show. So it's hard to continue doing a show about the Hannibal TV series when you are out of TV series and out of movies.
Yeah. We pretty much did it all.
We did it all.
Other than the musical.
And spent a lot of hours.
It was fun.
No,
but-
absolutely. No,
but
I'm
it was a
more
lot of
talking about
hours.
the sheer number of hours of our coverage of the film.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, especially
I mean,
silence.
no one expected a 4-hour Silence of the Lambs episode.
Well,
We didn't
Least of
expect-
all us.
Ta-da. We had a lot to say.
We did have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what irks me.
Oh boy. Okay.
So I'm on the Hannibal Reddit.
Digital teeth.
Digital
Is
Digital
teeth.
teeth.
Is that what
irk
it
me.
is?
But I'm on the Hannibal Reddit, and they're talking, like weekly. What comes up is, what do you think Hannibal season 4 is going to be about? And I really, really, really don't like murder husbands, Will and Hannibal.
Murder husband.
Because that's what everybody wants. They want murder husbands. They want Will and Hannibal traveling the world, killing people, or they want Will struggling with whether or not he can support Hannibal killing people.
Murder.
And
Such
I
fanfic.
can't get behind that. I can get behind Will sort of loves Hannibal in this weird way. I don't get behind the idea that there's a romantic connection between them either.
Yeah.
I think there's a very strong relationship there, but I don't buy that good guy Will, no matter how fucked up he is going to just become sympathizing with a serial killer Will. He may not want his best friend to get caught. He may help him escape the loop. He may feel really broken up
Right.
over the murders that result, but I don't buy him going on tour with Hannibal. Thoughts?
I'm of the same thought. I don't think that's what I want to see either.
Yeah.
And I think it is that I can't imagine them both doing that together. That Will would just, despite how I can't imagine he would be tortured and do it.
Right.
We've already been through that when when we were doing all of that, going into season 2, where it's like, okay, were you really doing all of this stuff with like him, and where everyone thought he was the serial killer? We've kind of gone down that road, in a way. I wouldn't want to do a whole season that way. I think it's actually more interesting if he basically has spent the end of this episode just letting Hannibal go.
Yeah.
And realizing that he got extremely entangled, and invested emotionally, didn't know what to do about it, and the only thing he could do was make it look like he's dead. And so he wouldn't. But what would be wonderful is if Hannibal shows back up again, and they have to find Will and some way force him to find Hannibal again, and be the FBI agent.
Yeah.
and have to deal with I've been down here before, And he doesn't even I think if they came back with season 4, I don't even know if we even need to have it just be Will and Hannibal again. As much as we love this relationship, it is a relationship that's really only one book long.
Yeah.
That we did 3 seasons and worked into a lot of the the books that came after. And I know we can't do Starling because of the rights issue, but that doesn't mean we can't have somebody else.
Marley.
Yeah, exactly. Come back.
Ultimately, I think this is all blown way out of control by the Fannibals.
Well,
because Brian Fuller clearly loved the idea of the homosexual overtones of this relationship. Loved it.
Yeah.
And that's great. And it worked great. The audience sort of took that and ran really far with it. Because what I see in the finale is a man who recognizes that he has crossed the line. Will has crossed the line.
Yeah.
And he can't live with that. And he can't let Hannibal live with that. And he takes him off the cliff. And I feel like as much as I love the idea of Brian Fuller's version of Silence of the Lambs, and as much as I'd love to see what else he would do with this series, that is the perfect ending.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the crescendo of the relationship, and everything else would be meh.
Masturbatory?
Yes. But see, that's the thing. It's purely masturbatory. That is the whole point, and I think that's what's driving the fans right there.
I think so too.
But just like there were a lot of people who were all about Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter getting it on, nobody's calling J.K. Rowling to say, write this book. It's like, okay,
no, that's actually going to be the next play that she opens in England.
The curse, I don't know, the cursed something. Anyway, I think that's where it belongs. It belongs in
fan fiction.
Yes. Somebody's wonderful cartoon drawing.
Yeah.
Somebody's grouping of erotic stories, but not. You don't go after the creators and say, make this actually real.
And the thing is, whenever Brian Fuller talks,
because it's out of character,
I can't quite figure out if he's just stoking the fire of the fans, or if he actually wants what they want. If he wants murder husbands.
I feel like he's got to at least be amused by it.
Oh, I think he finds it hilarious
which is
and
why
wonderful.
I'm sure that's what it looks like. It looks like he's on board with it, but it's really just he's tickled pink by it.
I agree.
Which I'm sure so is J.K. Rowling in some way. She's probably never publicly come out and say
I could see J.K. Rowling sitting in front of her computer late at night,
looking at
pulling up some slash fiction, and just going to town on herself. I could see that.
That is very...
I'm picturing it right now.
I know, it's very graphic. I've got it too.
Wow.
Anyway...
I can see it like
moving on.
Definitely enjoying entertaining the idea,
right? Yeah,
but also
like,
understanding that
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to do it.
Well, that's what it is.
It's against their character.
You have fundamentally changed a character, and as much as we can believe he's going on a journey of change, which he is, the Will of season 1 would not have done the things he did in season 2. The saber-toothed bear
saber-toothed guy
tableau. That's
Saber-toothed bear.
What is that thing? Cave bear. The cave bear tableau. It had saber teeth.
It did.
Remember Saber-tooth? What was his name? The guy who did it.
He had the German name that meant animal or beast.
I don't remember.
It's been too long.
I know, it's been too long. It's funny because normally I would be able to just pull that name up and it's like on the tip of my tongue. I just remember it was translated as like animal or beast.
So I feel like we're disappointing the Fannibals who listen to the show because I think a good portion of our audience is there like, murder husband. And you know what? I loved that they almost kissed. I would not have loved it if they had, because that takes us out of the realm of what I believe our story is about.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
And to be clear, I have no problem with Hannibal and Will being gay at all.
No, of course, we have no
That's
problem with
fine.
that.
I don't believe Hannibal, number one, has any sexuality. I
can
believe
totally
he uses
believe that.
sex as a weapon. When we've seen him use sex, it's with Alana. I believe
and,
He's very
Bedelia.
predatory.
he's
He's a predator.
he's not doing it for enjoyment. He's not doing it for sexual fulfillment. He is other.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the reasons I'm so intrigued by Hannibal, is because he is not a regular human being. He is something else.
Yeah. And it would take us out of that if,
Yeah.
if it became a relationship in any way. It would almost humanize
Yeah, I
him
was going to
too
say
much.
it's too human.
And
Yeah.
it's like they already had that danger in the beginning of season 3, where we see Hannibal have a, quote, relationship with Bedelia.
Yeah.
And then we quickly see this isn't a relationship, this is a hostage situation. Is Bedelia suffering from Stockholm Syndrome or not? We don't know. Is it
Yeah.
like Clarice and Hannibal?
Was she being
We don't
drugged
know.
every day?
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't
And
know.
so that
Biding her tongue
that makes it
for the-
okay then.
Yeah.
But we've already played that game.
Yeah, we
so
can't
if
do that
Will
again.
and Hannibal are on the run together, are we just going to get that again?
We can't do that again. I don't think it would. Yeah, we don't need to see that. That would be such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Especially after knowing it was canceled, and then that would be sort of like, oh, really?
That's how we're coming back.
We're
See,
gonna
I think
recycle.
the fascinating thing is Brian Fuller still insists that whatever he wants to do with season 4 is part of the books that has not been explored.
Okay, we
Which-
still have stuff we haven't explored.
I don't know. I rack my brains. The internet is racking their brains,
Yeah.
and nobody can come up with this part of the book that we have not explored.
There really, actually, that's true because they kind of he picked from so many all the books at some point.
Yeah.
So
And the other thing is, we've already had the tracking and chasing of Hannibal.
yeah,
So
twice.
really,
much.
if we do go back and we have Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah.
when Hannibal escapes, what are we going to do? Are we again going to track and try to capture Hannibal? The thing about the way this series was built is they pulled the end to the middle,
Yeah.
and so that makes it very hard to do.
You can't
the
do it
other
again.
things.
Unless it just becomes, it is true. How many times can we go to the well on this?
Yeah.
Is it just an entire season of using Hannibal's knowledge of serial killer psychopaths to do we go back to, okay, we have to catch the serial killer, doing the
Right.
Silence of the Lambs thing, and he has to go to Hannibal, whether or not Hannibal is incarcerated.
Right.
It could be, well, we have to find him. Because he's the only one who can stop this man who is,
But that would preclude them not being interested in finding him anyway.
And yeah,
They're already trying to find him. They don't need a reason to find Hannibal Lecter.
find him. So that wouldn't work either. Yeah, it's true. They painted themselves into a corner.
Major corner.
Yeah, by using so
And by
much.
throwing the two leads off a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean, we all understand Reichenbach Falls was not the last we saw of Sherlock Holmes or Moriarty. But
Yeah.
it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, and this is something that they've done in other shows too, where you think somebody's dead and they make up. And again, it doesn't have to be plausible. It's television. It's movie magic. We missed the rocks and fell
Yes.
into the,
Yes, we missed the rocks and fell past the shallows
Past
into the
into-
deeper
into the-
areas.
into
And,
this
and
one
some
pocket.
sea turtles came and patched Will up, and it was great, and patched Hannibal up from his gunshot wound to
Yeah.
the gut, which, as Reservoir Dogs has taught us,
is the worst place to get shot.
Yep.
and probably fatal.
Sepsis.
So, yep.
It's a real thing.
Or Mr. White. Either way, you're going to die.
You're gonna die. Are they taken deep into the sea to the land of mermaids?
Oh yeah, mermaids.
Yeah.
There you go.
Atlantis.
Atlantis.
So
Neptune.
I
go.
just
Neptune.
heard that
Saves them. Neptune.
and he waves.
Out of the
no,
water.
Aquaman.
It would have to be.
Aquaman.
It would have to be Ursula.
Ursula.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ursula could give Hannibal
Yes.
But she'd have to take his place. Will will be his voice. That's why Will has to stay with Hannibal to be his voice.
And we spend an entire
Does Hannibal sit on Will's lap
like
like a ventriloquist
with two lines
with
down.
2 lines down his mouth? And Will's like, no, don't put him in jail. This isn't Hannibal Lecter. This is just my dummy.
But does Will have to kiss him before the end of the episode, or he turns
Before
into
the end of
home?
every episode.
Or the entire season
Yeah.
is Kiss the Girl?
Yeah.
Just,
There's a little crab that's singing, and Hannibal keeps trying to cook it. Okay, I like this plan. Okay, we need to tell Brian Fuller we've got it.
We've got it. We've created.
Don't worry.
We've got this.
We've got a way around Murder Husband's ventriloquist dummy season.
yes. Little
Slash
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Ursula Steele's voice, Little Mermaid / ventriloquist.
Yeah, I like that. I like all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But seriously, all I can think of is John Vernon sitting on the clown's lap now, and I'm really, really horrified. It's a Killer Clowns joke.
Yes.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a 1986 movie.
That Cooper and I love, but Ophilia is
Ophelia,
kind of
not so much. Not a fan.
No.
Not a fan.
No.
Do without it.
Also, doesn't like us as much after watching it with us.
That's not true.
Gave us a lot of side eye.
Yes,
Lots of
there
side-eye.
was a lot of judgment coming from that into the room.
That's
Especially since
might
we
be-
were laughing uproariously and just so
Well,
enjoying it.
in fairness to Ophelia, we were being those people in the theater who were like, oh, watch this part.
Yeah, we were.
Watch this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Oh,
that.
this is my favorite part. Oh, look.
He's going to knock his block off.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of side eye.
Yeah, side eye. Side eye for days.
Yes.
So now that we've thoroughly destroyed the idea of a season 4,
Yes.
what would be, let's say, most memorable moment from the series for each of you?
Oh, wow.
We'll take inspiration from the This Is Our Design podcast, which means we all acknowledge that Mizumono is one of the greatest hours of television in the history of the medium.
Yeah.
Therefore, we just retire it. It is the greatest.
Yes.
There is nothing we will come up with that is greater than it.
The scene I
Therefore,
had is from there.
Mizumono wins the prize,
Yes.
the big one. So now we have to come up with ones that are not from
That are
Mizumono.
not. Oh.
I know, right? See, now I'm stuck.
That one's even harder. Because there were so many beautiful moments in that.
Okay, how about this? Most valuable character, not Will or Hannibal.
I love Chilton.
Well, yes.
Only because
Raul Esparza's performance as
Yeah.
Frederick Chilton is nothing short of mesmerizing.
Oh, yes. I'm like sort of torn between him and Eddie Izzard. Why am I...
Gideon.
Gideon. I've been spacing on a lot of words tonight. I need more coffee. Because I loved him too.
Yeah.
And I think that it's like he just, for a character that's thoroughly really made up, you know, he's sort of like a conglomeration
And who exists
of,
to play Anthony Hopkins' version of Hannibal Lecter.
pretty much, exactly. And he, you know, and then we would be so excited when he would come back.
Yeah.
And had wonderful moments. I think he was definitely one of those both MVPs of the show because he.
So you're claiming two
Yes.
of the best characters on the show here. Now Ophelia has to go following your two
I'm sorry,
characters.
I got greedy.
I'm just saying.
It was a tie. I'm sorry.
So
It's tough.
it's tough.
It's tough. I want to say Jack because he pushes the story.
Yeah. And I mean, Lawrence Fishburne is fantastic.
And he's amazing.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
amazing in the show. And Beverly Katz. I mean,
You big fan of Beverly?
yeah, Beverly Katz and Jack. They're
Okay, so now,
high up there.
just to be clear, both of you have claimed two characters.
Well, I thought I'm matching. I was matching. If Jack
Okay.
number
If
one,
she can pick two, why can't I pick two?
Beverly Cat's number 2.
Okay, I'm going to go with Price and Zeller, and since we're doing pairs, they come as a team.
They come as a
They do
team.
come as a
yeah.
team.
It's very nice. The the way they were utilized for comic relief throughout the series was wonderful, and I do feel I can't say those two without also mentioning Gina Torres as Bella Crawford.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
She
She
may
was
be
good.
the actress MVP.
Well, I
Just-
don't know. I really like Verger.
Oh my
Margot?
God!
Margot,
Well, we forgot about
yes.
Margot and Mason Verger.
Yeah.
Margot is.
I thought
think,
about Mason
I think
Verger.
Margot is my female MVP.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for Beverly Cat.
Yeah.
She's like the person I think I identify with most in the show.
And
But
they
I
made
also
her
like
very
Margot.
interesting.
I like Margot a lot. Can sort of identify with Margot, but
So-
maybe not quite as
Well,
much.
I mean, millionaire, your brother
yeah,
tried to
no.
kill you.
None
I
of
mean,
that. None
take
of
your
that's-
baby, your Verger baby,
None of that is relevant.
put it inside a pig.
Wow. No. Don't spit your water on the recording equipment.
Almost did a legit spit take.
I
there.
know.
That was close.
That was really close.
You're getting a little slappy over there.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. So now we've gone with that. I'm gonna say my favorite moment is Hannibal drugging Mason and Mason cutting his face off. That sequence there, from the hallucinogenic drugging sequence
Poppers.
to the face coming
Coming
off,
off.
to Winston sitting on the porch, not partaking in the face.
Winston.
Yeah, Winston.
That's an MVP right there.
Oh yeah.
Best dog,
Best
Yeah.
dog.
Winston.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Adorable.
The favorite moment I'm thinking of, which I think is in the one episode we're not allowed to talk about because it's retired, but it's
As long as it's not in the kitchen at the end of Mizumono, you can talk about it.
kitchen at the end
Yes,
where, where he stabs.
yes,
Yeah.
that would
Will.
be the part
That is-
I know. We all acknowledge that
that
is the
is.
best moment.
Yeah.
Are you refusing to choose another moment?
I'm saying that's. Give me a moment. You guys go.
Okay.
I can see parts of episodes. Like
But
I
I've
can
got. I think tonight I have Silence of the Lambs playing in the background with
Yeah.
Silence the musical layered on top of that, and I'm trying to go retroactive to
yeah.
watching the series.
Slide on back.
It's hard. It's hard to do that.
I don't think I have a favorite. My favorite moments were not in the third season.
Okay.
I mean, I loved some of the stuff at the end with the whole fight scene, and then the wings coming out
Yeah.
of him at the very end. I thought that was
Oh, at the end of Red Dragon.
at the end of
yeah.
and because when they finally, and how it's sort of like that moment where they're killing together.
Yeah.
And then they get, and then falls to the ground, and the
blood wings.
comes, the blood wings. That was really just visually stunning. The way that was shot.
I'm gonna go with Jack and Hannibal's fight.
Ah, yes.
With all the medieval
With
weaponry.
the thieving magpie playing.
Oh yes, that was
I'm
a
gonna
good
go
one.
with that.
Yeah.
Because that is the second.
I want to change
runner-up.
my answer.
Okay.
You wanna
I want to change my answer. I want to change my answer to the scene between Will and Hannibal at Will's house at the end of the first half of season 3,
Where he does the "I just can't quit you" stare.
yes, I don't know how to quit you. Before Hannibal volunteers to go to jail,
Yes,
because I'm still not 100% sold on that part.
that was also a good.
But that scene there, and the scene in front of the painting earlier,
Yeah.
when they're at the...
All of them. I'm just going to point this out to you. All of your favorite scenes are exactly where Murder Husbands comes from.
Interesting.
No, those scenes are about friendship. A type of friendship that neither of these two men have ever experienced. Will, because of his spectrum tendencies.
Yeah.
Hannibal, because he's crazy.
Yeah.
Just on a spectrum of its own. But I feel like that's where the fans are feeding. They feed off of this.
Yes,
this
and you know what?
friendship thing,
And I would
they turn it
argue
into something
that
else.
those scenes are when it is done very well.
Yes, absolutely.
And what the fans think they want is for those scenes to become the show.
Yeah.
And if
it
those
shouldn't be
scenes
a whole
become the show, it won't be as good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's not
Yeah.
Will and Hannibal.
Least favorite.
Least favorite.
I'm going to say Firefly Man.
You know, I think I'm right there with you on that. 'Cause that's the one that came to mind first.
I'm going with Beach
Yeah.
Totem.
Beach Totem.
Beach
That-
Totem.
The least interesting of
Irritating.
the serial killers. The most
Improbable.
complicated and improbable of the serial
Yeah.
killers.
Yeah.
And just basically felt like, hey, we've got Lance Henriksen. Can we give him some sort of
so
speech?
Underutilized.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he was really underutilized. I think a lot of the moments, the train moments, too, I thought were just...
Oh, when they were going to
yeah.
Narnia?
Yeah, exactly.
On the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah, on the
Yeah, the
Hogwarts Express to Narnia.
Yes. It just those scenes just like they seemed like they weren't literally not going anywhere.
They weren't.
Yeah. And we already know that character, I'm like now forgetting her name.
Chio.
Chio.
Least valuable player.
Least valuable player.
You could have lifted Chio entirely out of the series, and it would barely have affected it. Every one of her moments, every one of her beats could have been given to anyone else.
Yeah. It was so, and it's so unusual because all the other characters were so integral through all, the first two seasons.
Yeah.
There really wasn't anybody where you're like, oh, I could have seen less of that person. So to have somebody who's in a lot of episodes be
A lot of episodes.
about as significant to the plot as the prop.
Yeah.
It was tough, and it was one of the hardest things about going back and trying to do some of the Hannibal Rising stuff. I think that was what they were sort of least successful with.
I think so.
Of pulling stuff out of Hannibal Rising. It almost would have been better to save that and use that for a whole season 4, where you could delve into flashbacks and do maybe a more successful...
I don't know. I'm physically nauseous at the idea of a season 4 that's all flashbacks to Hannibal's childhood.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
not
that's
all
your...
fla-
Physically.
Like, he's afraid of it. I could see
Yeah.
him. He just did a little squick thing.
Like
Like,
clenched?
he
You
threw up.
clenched.
He threw up a little bit in his mouth.
Yeah, I'm not imagining like an entire episode. It's not going to be
What was Will like as a
like
kid?
kung fu where he keeps going
don't-
back
I
and
Travel the world, solve problems.
and then but how
feel
he
like
always would
seeing
go back
Will-
to his teachings.
I
with
don't
Will
want
as
to
a
see
kid would be-
anyone as kids.
would be better than the
Hannibal
other-
babies?
Hannibal babies.
Like where they share a nursery and Jack's there? They go on adventures?
Is Jack the lady with the striped socks?
Well, no, Jack is one of the babies.
One of the babies.
One of the babies. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Hannibal, Jack, little Mason Verger, little Margot. They would have to have stuffed pigs,
Yeah.
Bedelia can be the lady.
Bedelia?
In the striped socks.
Okay, yeah,
Who's the
I
person
like
in the
that.
striped socks? Someone's got to be the one.
Yeah, that's true. Why
Green-
not just
green
get?
sneakers, right?
Well, it's not Florence Henderson. It's the mom from Leave It to Beaver.
Oh. I'm like forgetting her name now.
I'm
Cleaver?
coming.
Yeah.
Cleaver.
Best part is I'm coming up with
Joan?
Tony Dow.
Joan Cleaver.
So I'm thinking of who played Wally on Leave It to Beaver for some reason.
Okay.
Tony Dow. Played Wally.
he
And
played
then
Wally.
Jerry Mathers,
And Jerry
as,
Mathers
the
as the
Do
Beaver.
you see how I'm going through the cast, but I can't go
You can't
past
get
them?
to... Yeah, you can't...
But amazingly, I have retained Tony Dow.
Tony Dow, which most people don't remember.
No one remembers Tony Dow.
Yes.
He is lost to history.
Lost to history. Poor, because the beaver overshadows.
The show was named Leave It to Beaver.
Okay. I have like a very scary...
Barbara Billingsley is her name.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You said it as soon as her picture popped up.
Barbara Billingsley. So, and for whatever reason, I took that to Florence Henderson, because Florence Henderson's still alive.
Yeah.
The mother from The Brady Bunch.
Wow, we really...
But I love the idea of Hannibal babies. I could totally
You
do
could totally
season
do
4
that.
that is Hannibal babies.
Okay. I think you like that better than flashbacks. You
What
want
was
to do
her
a whole
character's name?
June.
June Cleaver.
Yeah,
I said
June.
Joan Cleaver.
No, it's June Cleaver.
June Cleaver. Okay.
What if Misha is a doll,
Oh,
not actually a person?
that
What
would
if,
be
a
what
really
if
China
Misha
doll.
is Hannibal's treasured doll that
Uh-huh.
gets taken and
And-
eaten by
and
animal,
eaten.
I think?
and Hannibal. Hannibal. Oh my God.
Hannibal the Animal.
Wow, this is
Hannibal the Cannibal Pizza, played by Dom DeLuise.
We are going down a path.
played by Dom DeLuise. And Mel Brooks will direct.
Yeah, okay, this is perfect.
Yes.
This is perfect.
Oh man. Now I'm also thinking it'd be funny to do like a Leave It to Beaver type thing with Hannibal.
Oh my
and
goodness,
Will.
black and white.
Yeah.
Pleasantville style.
Exactly.
I like this.
Yeah. Who's the beaver though? Out of
That
Will,
cast?
right?
out of that.
Will.
Well,
Yeah, Will's the.
Hannibal would
so
be...
Bedelia and Hannibal would be.
No, Hannibal's not dead. Hannibal would be Wally.
Wally.
Will's like, I'm trying to
Yeah.
be a good guy.
Jack
but I just
is
keep
dad.
getting
Jack
in
is dad.
trouble.
Yeah.
Getting in trouble.
Now the question really is... Shit, now what's his name? The neighbor.
Oh,
Who was really creepy.
yes.
Hannibal.
Oh, it was was it Ed? No. Yeah,
I just had it up.
Eddie Haskell.
I knew it was an Ed. Eddie Haskell. I'm going,
Eddie Haskell.
Eddie
Oh,
Haskell.
Gideon's Eddie Haskell.
Oh, there you
Gideon.
go. Gideon was Eddie Haskell. The annoying neighbor.
Yeah,
neighbor.
I like this. I like all of this.
So basically, you'll take anything
Anything except Murder Husbands.
except Murder Husband.
I don't want to see a season of Murder
flashbacks.
Husbands.
Yeah, no flashbacks.
I don't want to ever hear the name Misha again.
No. So you didn't like the Misha storyline at all?
I don't like it at
Yeah.
all. I feel like it simplifies
Yeah.
a very complex character. It's like, oh, okay, he's a cannibal because he had to eat
Yeah.
part of his sister.
And that was the thing I didn't like about it. Is I thought it wasn't a good way to explain.
Not at all.
I really didn't even think we needed an explanation.
No, and that's the best part about
Yeah.
Hannibal in Silence of the Lambs, and even in
Yeah.
the movie Hannibal, they never deal with it because why is it necessary?
It's not necessary. It's better to not know, or that there isn't a reason that he just was. That's him.
He is.
Yeah, he wasn't created. He just is. That to me is a much more interesting character than something weird happened in his past.
Yeah.
Or he was made.
Yeah, I like the idea that
He's like ancient.
Sprung
He's always
forth.
been there from
Yeah.
the darkness. From
Ancient
the
Chinese secret.
Eh? So then, what do you? It's true. It's like, what do you do? I would love to just have an excuse to bring back characters that we like
Really,
Tyson Zeller.
I felt like the best way to do it would be to have the Silence of the Lambs season take place between the two halves of this last season.
Oh yeah.
So Hannibal's captured. They deal with the Silence of the Lambs stuff. Will doesn't go see Hannibal, but is haunted by Hannibal.
Yeah.
Will is maybe the advisory role to Clarice instead of Jack Crawford. And then Red Dragon. And then it ends with them dying by going off a cliff. Because I feel like there's no excuse they can give me that I'll buy how they survived that fall.
So you'd rather go back in time, basically. It's not a continuation.
No, I'd rather that be the end of the story.
Just to get the Silence of the Lambs story, I think that would be
Yeah.
really cool.
And it's
Yeah.
doable,
Yeah.
too.
It totally is, and I think it would make up for some of the third season stuff. Because when we all pick like our least favorite moments, it seems to be like it's from.
Well, there are a lot of problems in season 3, and a lot of the problems come from lack of money,
And
strong
time.
ambition, lack of money, lack of time, and trying to cram too much in a half season, and letting things dangle. Like, oh, it's a big deal how he chooses his victims in Red Dragon, except we don't care. It's like, well, then why did we make a big deal out of it if it doesn't matter?
Yeah,
Then it doesn't matter.
yeah.
but I want to know how he chose his victims, because otherwise it doesn't make
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, there's just I would be happy to see more tableaus because I think that's one of the things I kind of
Do you have a
miss.
favorite tableau? Can I get you to narrow down favorite tableau? I think mine is Cave Bear Randall Tier, which is his name,
Randall Tier.
Cave
I
Bear.
knew it was a German
See, given
name.
enough time, I
It
can
comes
usually
back.
come up with these things.
Yeah. That creeped me out when he
Oh,
talked.
talking Cave Bear Randall Tier? Yeah, that was
Whoa,
terrifying.
that so totally creeped me out. I don't know whether it was just something
It's because he
about
was
that.
missing the bottom half of his face. That's what it was.
It was whoa.
Really, really distressing.
I think of some of my favorite tableaus were from like early on. I love like the with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
The elaborateness of that. I'm about to pick a second one, aren't I? It's so
You
hard.
should let Ophelia have one before you get to go again.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Beverly Cats.
Oh, yeah, the split Beverly.
I don't think any of the tableaus had an emotional effect on me except for that one.
Well,
That
and
one
it was
really-
so emotionally concentrated. The we have dissected Beverly.
Yeah.
Will was affected.
Yeah.
Jack was affected. There was a lot of like that. Yeah. That
Behind
I think there's, and it was so beautifully executed.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
so perfect. Like whatever.
When
that
it
they were-
slides together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So well done.
So
Like,
good.
Just perfect.
I went to MSI shortly after I saw that episode.
Oh,
they
and the
have-
woman
See the
in the
body?
glass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
have also on the other side of that is parts of the body sliced up.
Yeah.
So it's all I could think of.
Yeah.
While I was in there was Beverly Cats.
And when I saw Body Worlds for the
Yeah.
Gunther von Hagen's exhibit, that's what
Body Rolls is awesome.
Body Worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all chosen one.
Okay.
All right. Now you can go again.
I can go again.
Now
What
you
was
can-
your favorite tableau? Did you say?
Oh, yeah, Randall Tier.
Oh, that's right.
Cave Bear.
You went first. That's right.
Okay. Do you want to go again, or is that the?
I had one, and then I lost it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Would you consider the immolation a tableau?
the immolation?
Yeah, I think it's left. Yeah, I think so.
The I can't remember her name, but the girl whose skin sloughs off, and Hannibal puts the comb?
The comb.
The
Yeah,
comb.
it's the static
Oh,
electricity.
yeah.
She combs her hair in the static.
I don't know if it's quite a tableau. Like I think the angels are incredible.
Yeah,
You know, with the flayed.
the drawing up.
Yeah. That's,
Do you have another one?
The
Yeah.
cello.
Yes, the
The
cellist.
cello.
the
Who
cello
plays
comes
Yes.
his,
yeah.
his vocal cords.
Yes, that one is number 2 to Beverly.
There's some really good. That's the thing. It's really hard.
There's so many.
There's
like,
so many of them.
I need to actually see a
Really,
list of pictures
and
so I can
even like the totem pole, which we don't particularly like the storyline. The
Yeah.
totem pole is fascinating.
Yeah, it makes
Ophelia
no sense.
is not
But it
a fan at all. clearly.
visually, it's interesting. It makes no sense.
None
but-
at all.
Yeah, but it is.
Well, then I'm
visual.
going to go with the tree man.
Freeman's
Since
really
no one else
It's
went
pretty.
with the tree
It
man,
is
with
very
the
pretty.
flowers and
Also
the way
impossible.
it's in that, yes, distinctly impossible.
Yes.
But
The way
beautiful.
it's growing out of the parking lot and the mist is there. No, that is a wonderfully memorable thing.
I think those are all things that are my favorite. It's just when they're elaborately arranged,
Yeah.
and the judge.
Oh yeah.
That's-
Judge with his brain
His
taken
brain
out and
taken
put on the
Oh,
scale.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's-
Also reminiscent of Body Worlds because there was a horse rider
Yeah.
holding his brain and the horse's brain
Oh, wow.
side by side.
And that reminds me of my most terrifying moment at Body Worlds: the man holding his skin.
Oh, that terrified
Well,
me.
no, that was the moment where I looked into his eyes and I realized they were real eyes.
Realized that
I don't know
see.
why I assumed they'd be glass eyes, and I don't know why that would make it better,
Yeah.
because the rest of the bodies were real.
Yeah.
But seeing the real eyes, that really
That got
upset
you.
me. Yeah, that was. I had to go sit down.
I don't remember noticing that. Yeah.
So, as this may be the actual last episode of Eat the Rudecast, any parting thoughts?
Oh boy, I really miss it.
Me too.
And the hard part is knowing that you can't continue.
There's
no
no more.
show can usually keep this intensity and this, and the integrity of the piece
Right.
for really longer than it's gone.
Yeah.
It's really hard to. It's like you'll get to like the 7th year, usually it's like where you kind of cap out, and then you start jumping the shark and doing weird things, and you cast the little kid to keep in the show, to keep people
or you
watching,
just keep repeating the same. You have no new ideas.
Exactly. Or you drag out some like sexual tension to some inevitable conclusion, and then nobody's interested when that finally happens, and nobody. So it's really hard to want more, but know that there is actually no way you could ever give me what I want.
Well, I think that's what's true about it, is that it was nearly perfect for a long time. And by a long time, I mean season 2 is nearly perfect as far as I'm concerned. It is still the best single season of a show I've ever seen in its entirety. And there are some significant stumbles in season 3. It's still great. I still loved it.
Yeah.
But there are some significant problems in how they develop the story. And I think they developed themselves into a corner and sort of fought their way around it. Like they never expected to get to Red Dragon, so they peppered way too much Red Dragon into the series proper, so that when they finally got to Red Dragon, it's like, oh shit, we already did the flaming wheelchair.
What do we do
It's
now?
like, well, I guess we do it again.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful,
Yeah.
but it sort of felt like, hey, you already did that.
Yeah. Why did we go and...
Yeah.
Because we know it's not going to be what we think we want it to be. But we've done that already.
I think the lesson here is impermanence.
Impermanence, yes.
It is a beautiful thing. It can stand on its own. It's like a piece of art on a wall. It has a beginning and an end. It doesn't have to continue forever, and that's what makes it as special as it is, because it is finite. There is an end.
Yeah.
If it went on forever, we'd start to lose interest, and then nobody would care anymore.
Right. It went out on a high note.
Every show I've ever loved, when it either gets cut off too soon, like Twin Peaks, and then you're left to speculate
Firefly.
for 25 years. Firefly.
Yep.
Or it like Buffy. I love a huge chunk of Buffy, but then there's shit.
Yeah.
And almost 2 full seasons of shit.
Yeah. Exactly. So
And I think you're right. It's a thing. It's better than we deserve on network television. It's better than network television deserves.
Yeah.
It's better than we've ever seen at times.
Oh yeah.
And
It's a game changer, but I don't know if anybody will ever be able to harness
Do it
that
again.
Yeah.
it was an accident. It was accidentally great.
It was a beautiful accident.
And I think that's why it's special.
And I think we could even go back again and again and again
Keep
and
watching.
look at
Rewatch.
and rewatch and still
notice
find
things that we missed.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we're going to go home tonight and watch Mizumono. I don't know what you're going to do.
I'm probably going to go to bed because I have to get up early. My kids get up early, so I will be up really early in the morning. But yeah, I think I need to revisit them now, because especially after trying to sit there and go, what was my favorite moment, and how much I am forgetting because it's been so long. We've moved on to other things, and
it is quite quaint to go back to the pilot.
It is. Yeah. See, I didn't do that. You watched it.
I know,
the second time with me. That was my first time.
And I think I third time watched it after we ended.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get hooked. Like I watched 2 or 3 episodes and I'm like,
You knew too much.
Season 1 doesn't have as much of a draw.
There's other stuff
that
going
doesn't
on.
hook you in as much. I would say you could probably watch Season 2 as a whole
Yeah.
and watch it through.
And watch it through.
I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying, like it was.
Yeah, I need to go back and look at certain things again.
It was easy to get distracted by newer, shinier things that were on.
Which happens.
Yeah. I'd like to go back and like see what I've missed.
Yeah.
Because I was paying attention to something else or shocked by a turn in the story or I'm sure there's a lot of things in there that I will notice the second time around. And probably have more favorites.
Yeah.
Too. Because I find it funny that I don't really like the third season as much, but it was the only memorable moment outside of Mizumono that I could think of. Like I guess other than I loved like Gideon when he was being slowly eaten and having that great conversation,
which is season
with
3.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
It's like everything I think of exactly. It's like, why can I not think of anything outside of season 3 when overall I thought it was pretty weak. Although I think what I could watch is just a new tableau every week. Like it doesn't, like it doesn't.
Just the art director just designs tableaus and releases them on Brian Fuller's Twitter account.
Zeller and Price coming in.
Oh yeah, there's a spin-off with them.
Oh, I would
They
totally
could
love
headline the new CSI.
Jack can occasionally show up.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just find a tableau, and I love the way they would break it down, like and explain it, and just the artistry that went into every single one of these tableaus. I mean, who comes up with the idea of putting people arranged so that when you look down a silo, they look like an eye?
Yes, that was beautiful.
I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
And that
is another tableau.
Yeah. And that whole idea of him gluing them together. And the eye of God. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I had a real soft spot for the tableaus in the show. Yeah. And when they started showing up less and less and less, and I get why they had to do that. Because they realized people were more interested in murder husbands than they were in the actual murders. But I loved the murders. It's like, I loved the kill suit.
Yeah.
When Hannibal has the clear, expertly tailored kill suit.
Really, we just needed to let you go. Now you're coming up with
now it's all,
exactly.
It's all coming back. Like you were saying that. Like the more...
You just take your time. You slide back in.
Exactly. It all starts to bubble to the surface.
Slide.
Yeah. But I would love an entire season of just like all like... how many, just
and
one kill
the food.
after another. And
we have pretty food. I like the pretty food.
That was, And it was like striking.
Yeah.
The artistry. Mm-hmm. And that some of it was rather grotesque but beautiful at the same time. The leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, oh my God, is he really serving a real leg? And then the idea that they made all these real human parts and made it into these beautiful dishes. And then we know what he's made, and then you would sit there and watch people eat it.
Eat it and rave about it.
And I don't know. I could do another season of that.
I could do another season of just Chilton holding...
Hannibal, the cooking show. I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
I would totally watch Hannibal's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Instead of Hell's Kitchen, Hannibal's Kitchen.
Hannibal's Kitchen.
I like it.
I like it.
Food
so
Network.
we've created a whole bunch of spin-offs.
Yes.
Go and do what you will with them. Just not Murder Husbands, please.
Even if the food artist got her own show, I'd watch her. I'd watch her show.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Even if she was working with, like, actual
Well, she's got her
non-grotesque
cookbook
show.
coming out still.
I want that.
I loved going to her website because she'd have the sketches and she'd explain, this is what I talked to the chef about, and it was really neat. Like, what TV show has a food stylist that comes up, they do things that are just unheard of in television, because television doesn't want to spend that much time and money.
It's a work of art. It's a labor of love work of art. It reminds me of like how some anime is so abbreviated and so short. A lot of Japanese television is abbreviated and short, and it's like you spend all this time on this drawing, making it perfect, making multiple scenes, and then it's done.
Yeah.
It's 12 episodes or it's 10 episodes, and that's
it.
You tell the entire story in this really short amount of time, but you do you put everything into it. Your
When I
whole
think, when you were talking about impermanence, that's really it. It's, we talk a lot about great movies, and great movies are 2 hours long, 3 hours long. So we were given almost 30 hours of television when you remove the commercials.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
of time to spend, and we may want more.
We're thinking about it as Americans and not as the rest of the world.
Yes.
Whereas we would like our big gulps and our supersize.
Yes.
And then everyone else is like, what are you doing? Why are there that many seasons of Friends and Simpsons? I don't know. I'm throwing things that have been out there for a long time, but people are probably going to be really mad at me for criticizing. But
well, I mean everybody criticizes The Simpsons. It's been bad for more years than it was good.
But I mean, if you think about, you can find that in others.
No, it's
Naruto, Bleach. I mean, Japan does that too. It's just there's
whether or not we need something. We feel like we want sequels, and sequels disappoint us most often.
Most often.
So, would we have been better off not having the sequel? Would we have been better off without Hannibal Rising than with it? Would we have been better off had Hannibal never been written and it ended with Silence of the Lambs? Because what these things do is they expand the world, and we think it might go in a way we want, but it goes in the way the creator wants, and that's it.
Yeah.
So ultimately, when we think we want another season, when we think we trust Brian Fuller, because for 3 years he did pretty good by us.
Yeah. With a lot of people putting roadblocks.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially in that third
So
season.
the question is, though, at what point will we then regret what we've been given?
At one point,
Careful what you wish
season
for.
4 seemed like Hannibal Rising.
And I think the fact that we have American Gods coming, which is Brian Fuller and most of the production team working on a really great book being turned into a series, we're going to get to see the kind of things we really loved about Hannibal. We're not going to get to see Hannibal and Will again. We're not going to get to see them have whatever kind of romantic relationship you all want. But we're going to be able to see that type of artistry again. And I want to see what he does next. And it may, it may be the kind of goofy pop artistry that Pushing Daisies was, which I found very saccharine.
Different from Hannibal. Very much so.
But he may just turn out another piece of brilliant television. And he's also got Star Trek for all the Star Trek fans out there.
Yes.
He's doing a series of Star Trek for you.
Awesome.
So, let him create. And we've got David Lynch coming back with 18 hours of Twin Peaks.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
so awesome.
I'm terrified he's going to disappoint us.
Oh, I know.
Because how could he not? Let's be honest.
our expectations.
25 years after this show was a surprise hit for reasons nobody quite understands,
Yeah.
how could he not disappoint us by directing more hours of television than he has directed hours of anything in his entire career?
That's true.
This is obviously a subject for another podcast.
Yes.
So, Miko, where can they find you online?
They can find me on Facebook and Twitter as Technogeisha. Oh, wow. I'm like, why am I drawing a blank tonight?
Technogeisha.com.
Thank you. Technogeisha.com.
Sexualhistorytour.com.
And lifeontheswingset.com.
They can find me as Ophilia Tesla, Ophilia with 2 eyes. And they can find me on Twitter, same name, at Ophilia Tesla, and ophiliatesla@gmail.com. I'm also getting tired.
Yeah, I know. It's nearly midnight. We're all
You can find me at coopersbeckett.com, at Cooper S. Beckett on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, all the things, and at Life on the Swing Set. And you can buy my book, which there'll be a commercial for right after this. I mean, I can give out the Eat the Rudecast stuff. It's still going to exist. Info at eattherudecast.com to email us if you want to email us. If you're hearing this before the weekend of the 13th of August, 2016, go see Silence the Musical if you're in Chicago. I mean, obviously, that's a very specific set of restrictions on you, but if you can make it happen, you should do it.
And I guess if anybody comes up with anything, Hannibal,
send us Hannibal stuff
that they want us to cover, let us know, because we were really excited to find something else to talk about.
It was nice to have a reason to come back.
Exactly. Since we don't have any more episodes, and we've done all the movies, and now we've done the musical. Mm-hmm. If you see something that is Hannibal theme that you're like, Rue, see something, say something. I'm sorry, Ophilia totally threw me off when they see something, say something.
Oh, that is the terrorism thing.
Yeah, that's right.
But we would love an excuse to
give
come
us an
back
excuse
to talk about Hannibal again in any way, shape, or form. So email us if you see anything and let us know.
So, from the Golden Apple in Chicago, thank you all for joining us at the table.
Both Cooper's memoir, My Life on the Swing Set, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory, and his new novel, A Life Less Monogamous, are having summer sales at coopersbeckett.com. Pick up the ebooks of either for only $4, or the audiobooks, read by Beckett and me, Kat Stark, for only $9. These summer specials won't last, so head to coopersbeckett.com now and get your copies. Signed paperbacks are also available. Both Cooper's memoir, My Life on the Swing Set, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory, and his new novel, A Life Less Monogamous, are having summer sales at coopersbeckett.com. Pick up the ebooks of either for only $4, or the audiobooks, read by Beckett and me, Kat Stark, for only $9. These summer specials won't last, so head to coopersbeckett.com now and get your copies. Signed paperbacks are also available. Both Cooper's memoir, My Life on the Swing Set, Adventures in Swinging and Polyamory, and his new novel, A Life Less Monogamous, are having summer sales at coopersbeckett.com. Pick up the ebooks of either for only $4, or the audiobooks read by Beckett and me, Kat Stark, for only $9. These summer specials won't last, so head to coopersbeckett.com now and get your copies. Signed paperbacks are also available.
Hey, this is Dan Savage from the Savage Lovecast and Savage Love, and you're listening to a Swing Set podcast at Swing Set FM.